Good morning, everybody, and this is your SP 500 setups for today. So just a quick one. As we said yesterday, very reluctant to be short down here, and we're looking for an opportunity to be short higher up, and we're kind of in a zone that does make sense. I just want to scroll left and you'll see where I'm picking that up from. So if you have a look there, from April, you can see there's a massive pin bar here where price is at the moment. There's another one right here. So this is a fairly decent level, and then I'm just picking up the tail of this pin bar here. So that's the zone that we're in. You can see we've come down to test this area. There's another one up there, but you get the picture. And then what we're going to do is we are just going to add one more here, which is that swing low there. So this is the zone. We've basically gone through 41.62, and remember we were looking at 41.50 yesterday, which didn't materialize. This is starting to look like a flag. We have a lot of data coming through this week because it is the end of the month, beginning of the new month. So there's a lot of data coming out. We've got the Feds coming out on Wednesday as well with their song and dance. So market's just treading water at the moment. Trend is down on the 8th hour, very much the downside. But as I keep saying on the weekly, we are in a zone here on the weekly where you would expect buyers to come in. This is a massive zone of potential support. The only concern we've got is last week's close below most of the levels. Could be a fake out, could also be a fake out of the channel or the flag, whichever way you want to look at that. That is a channel on the weekly. And as I've been saying, you don't want to be short down here. You're looking for structure high up where you can be short. So also pay attention to that weekly pin bar right over there. So let's just get rid of the diagonals. They're just going to confuse us. Make sure that's on the weekly. Right, there we go. So now you can see how close those levels are. And if you look left, you can see they do tie up with most of the weekly swing highs and swing lows from 2021. Again, massive set of diversions here, but from the swing low to where we are now, oscillators have separated, kind of rolling over. There is a huge bullish setup here at the moment, and I'm just going to close off here, well, close off the long-term view with the monthly. Could be a double top, agreed. Oscillators are crossed over, pointing to the downside, so there is something there. However, this here was a flag, and that was in 2022. Breakout, pullback to come and test the flag as well. So you can see the zone of support here, very strong. So with today being the last day of the month, what is going to happen with this level? And it's this one right here at 4200. Are we going to defend it, or are we going to close below it? And then you see there's the next monthly support all the way down here. Let's put that in. And you can see we have tagged it already, and that's at 4104 or 4100. Okay, so anyway, the macro view on the weekly and the monthly, two different views. Weekly is looking like a bullish flag, and then the monthly is looking like, if we break through this structure here and close below it, then we're looking to test much lower down, somewhere around there, which is 36.36. Okay, anyway, so that just shows you where all the perma bears are getting their data from, and then we come back to the levels that we're interested in. So don't forget to hit that like button. It does help us. Drop us a comment and share the channel. The more people we have, the better. Now, when we get down to the 3 hour, it was pretty much going nowhere. We did get a rejection here, but then the buyer stepped in for some reason. Look at my oscillators now. They've separated to the upside. This is a downward trend. I am a little bit concerned with the break of the trend lines. But that always happens as well. So there was the first one, that's broken, and there's the next one, which has broken, but could also be seen as just a rejection. So we have a rejection here in play of 41.77, which is one of those weekly levels. We still have this gap here open from last week, and I would expect us still to tag 41.88, 4200. That's kind of the zone that I'm expecting us to tag. But also bear in mind, being the end of the month, if you look at the structure of candles, how often do you see a candle closing on its low? The higher probability is for a tail. It does happen where it opens and closes on its low, or I mean, but the higher probability is some kind of a tail on the monthly. So when you look at that monthly bar, what do we have at the moment? We've got a little tail to the upside, tail to the downside there. So that's kind of what you need to pay attention. If it does close on its low, which is possible, then you've got a bit more of a bearish setup there. That would be brewing. Anyway, let's just get to the hour. So yesterday's chaos, there was the opportunity, but you would have been stopped out. Definitely not what we were looking for. That's why I was looking for something a little bit higher up. That did happen going at the close over here, but obviously we don't want to be jumping in at the close either. So these levels are still all very much in play. This gap is open. That's 41.88. Definitely a zone that I would be paying attention to, and my stop area would be above 4200. So something like that, you're talking about a 200 and let's just say 200 point stop loss. 200 point stop loss should get you above all the structure where you would expect some sellers to come in. This here yesterday was complete chaos, and you can see there was a rejection, as we were looking at that as one of the options, but look, that was short-lived, and I typically don't like jumping in when I'm against the moving averages. But anyway, above the moving average, below the moving average, above, below, and now we're sort of coming back to test the 155. I suspect we're going to have another leg up, but the way I would be looking at this is leave this level here. This is an 8-hour level, or it's even a weekly level. It's at 41.62. Get above this, find support above this, come back and test this. I'd expect another move to the upside to test 41.77 and to test 41.88. I would expect a short to happen somewhere off one of these three levels, the highest one being 4200. So the way to play this today is wait for the break up. You're looking for proper structure though, so you're looking for a break and a retest. I'm looking for a pin bar. You can see there's the the bearish trigger, and there's another bearish trigger there. You see what I mean? The tail is piercing the level, and then you have sort of engulfing bar straight after that. There was a short there. This is another short, but that would have been short-lived, excuse the pun. But typically, when you see these levels that are this strong, sometimes it's actually just worthwhile just putting your limit order in there, because you can keep the, typically what I would do with that is 160 point stop loss. So that allows me to work out exactly what my risk is. 160 point stop loss, get the move going down, and then just move my stop below that structure. And you would have, if you were watching this, you wouldn't have really seen much, but the level that they bought off was the break of the open, which is here. So you can see that is, let's just sit there, so that would have been 41.35. So you can see there's an inside bar, or sorry, engulfing bar off the open of the day, and that's what they bought off. But anyway, you'd have to be watching this like a hawk to get this kind of stuff, especially when we're sideways. So today we've got a lot of European data, which may also influence this as well. This gap from yesterday is still open, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see that close as well. So the short story here you'd have to wait for structure, and I don't trust the structure that's in place at the moment. So you'd want to see a break of these levels that we see here, right where price is at the moment. I want to see a break and then a pull back and a retest of this zone with a moving average crossover back below the 150. Then you're going to have a fairly decent, again, 160 odd point stop loss. First for the gap, which is 300 points, that's 2 to 1, and then more than likely a pullback to this 4100 again, which is a 400 point gain. So that would be almost a 3 to 1 trade. So yeah, that's kind of my view. To the upside, to the long side, break and retest of 4162, then you're probably going to get these levels tested. To the short side, you're looking for the structure that's forming now. You're looking for a rejection here. So I want to see pullback, rejection, and then a move down. Just watch out for that. I think a CPI data coming out in the Eurozone today. That could spike the European market, which would obviously spike this market as well. But that's my view at the moment. Be very cautious because we've got so much data coming out, so much happening that I would be a little bit reluctant to just jump in any trades to the upside or the downside just because of the data and end of the month as well. Okay, anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.